In this video, I'm going to go over what happens if you run the red mile 29 times and reach the highest score. The red mile located on Prima 3 in the Prima system is probably one of my favorite locations on aesthetics alone. Before the game came out, the marketing behind the game really built this place up. It's a casino resort located on the edge of this giant frozen crater on this planet. And the owner of this resort hosts what is known as the Red Mile Run, where people can run to the center of the crater down below, hit a button, and then try to make it back while surrounded by dangerous creatures. If they end up surviving, they're richly rewarded. The patrons here also hold bets on whether or not the runner survives the Red Mile. And to me, this sounded like a really cool idea for the game. It sounded like it was going to be more of an end game event type thing where you run a dangerous gauntlet and you can get good rewards for it. At the entrance, you can find a number of terminals that show you the leaderboards for the most successful runs at this location, and a character named Donovan Rees is at the top with 28 runs. You can actually find him at the Red Mile sitting at one of the tables. You can buy him a drink and you can pick his brain for tips on how to beat the Red Mile, which I thought was a pretty good little detail there. And he'll even make some comments about you not trying to beat his high score. And that comment really intrigued me, and I just knew there had to be some secret reward for getting the highest score. So I decided to do just that. I went through the laborious task of running through the Red Mile 29 times. It takes time after the last successful run to reset, so what you need to do is you complete a run, you travel to Venus and sleep for an hour, which at that planet it accelerates time by 100 hours, and then once you head back you can do the Red Mile again and then rinse and repeat. After each run you receive about 8,000 credits, you get a couple of healing items, and you get a random weapon. It's generally just a gray weapon with not very many modifications to it. On the 28th run, which is the same score as the highest one, I received a unique variant of an AA rifle, which was legendary. It doesn't have a unique model like a lot of the other unique weapons in the game. The only real difference is it has a unique name, and it also has the cornered affix, which means the weapon does more damage the lower health you are. And then once I actually beat the high score, I hit the 29th run, May, the owner of the bar, actually made notice of it and made a little bit of a bigger deal. I got the exact same rewards. I just got a normal weapon from that. And unfortunately, I found that a little bit disappointing. I went back to Reese after beating the score, and all he does is congratulate you and tell you how he's too old to try and get a higher score, and he offers to talk to you whenever you stop by. And to me, this location and Radiant Quest is probably one of the most disappointing points about this game to me, and there really isn't much about the game I do find disappointing. And to be honest, it doesn't even bother me that there's no reward for getting the highest score. I'm okay with that, but in my opinion, this is one of the coolest locations in the game, and they completely squandered it because you can only run the same Radiant Quest with the same enemies with no variations in experience or reward in the game. In my opinion, it doesn't take that much to really increase the enjoyment of this place. You could have, for example, different Red Mile runs. So like May could tell you, hey, the Crimson Fleet stopped by. They wanted to join in on the fun. So that way in the crater, there's just a bunch of pirates now instead of just the same enemy. She could even say, hey, I flew in a bunch of creatures from all these different planets, and it should be a little bit more difficult for you. Hell, you can even make it more interesting and say, hey, look, there's a Terramorph outbreak going on here. We don't know what's going on, but we suggest maybe not running through the Red Mile today. And then obviously you can, and you can get better rewards if you do. And that is just one small thing. If they were to make that one change at this location, I feel like it would be so much more rewarding. But another feature of this falls flat. Inside the crater, there are chests, but once you loot them, they don't reset on the next run. So there really isn't any reason to go around and search for chests and loot because you can only get them one time. And if they really wanted to incentivize people to keep playing through the Red Mile, all they need to do is just make Radiant chests, make them appear in different places. You don't even have to give crazy loot, but you could just put resources down, and that'll give us a reason to actually want to explore this area instead of just beeline it to the center, hit the button, and then run back. And this is just a little bit of a personal preference, but I don't think that they should allow you to use the jetpack in this location. If you jump off the very beginning of it and you have just the highest level of jetpack training, you could pretty much skip the entire zone without running into any enemies. This is a huge misstep, and while people that want to go through it probably won't do this, allowing people to not jetpack at all would probably increase the enjoyment, make it a little bit more difficult for players. It seems like during playtesting, they were worried that this location would be exploited for resources and XP, so they nerfed it so badly to the point where no one even wants to run this another time. It also seems like there may have been some cut content in the terms of quests. A few times you can come across discussions between the Ecliptic mercs that guard the place and with May, the owner. It seems like there's a little bit of tension between the two, and even Donovan has problems with the Ecliptic that are there. So it seems like there may have been, or there is going to be a quest where you can interact with them in some capacity and then change the way that the Red Mile works. At least that's what I'm hoping, because again, this place is so cool. It's so disappointing that there really isn't more to this area. As it stands, still enjoying this game. I freaking love it, and I will have a review coming out soon with my full thoughts, but I truly cannot wait for mods to really flesh out this zone so I can spend some more time, because I like the idea of a Red Mile run, and I would like to be able to do it more and have it be worth my time. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I want to hear in the description down below what locations you have found in the game that you think are a little bit disappointing, or you wish that there was a little bit more quest content for. I'm interested in continuing the discussion down below. Thank you all for checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.